Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. First of all, the Tri-Nation Series, 1 day to go before Pakistan face Afghanistan in the first fixture of this Tri-Nation Series, including Pakistan, Afghanistan and the UAE. Now we have to, of course, give you the latest updates where authorities in UAE have also chalked out a security plan. It's not just separate enclosures for Pakistani and Afghani fans, but also that there will be separate entrances and exit routes for both fans as well, citing whatever happened last year as well. So I was telling someone that Asif Ali made a couple of arrests on the pitch and a couple of arrests were made outside the pitch. But the fact is that both teams are well prepared. Afghanistan is tipped to go spin heavy. Pakistan looked to be in a very positive attitude. Nawaz also talked to the media where he said, yes, of course, I'm nervous considering the Asia Cup is going to be a big tournament, but I'm going to give it my all and enjoy my cricket. I saw his net session as well, and once again, I will repeat myself that a player who plays square of the wicket very well, if he's hitting down the ground, means he's in prime form at the moment. So he's enjoying his cricket. That's great to watch as well. So we'll talk about that in detail. Then we move on and we talk about PCB's contracts, where 65 players have been awarded women's domestic contracts as well. There is monumental news once again, and more investment on the women's front as well, especially on domestic cricket. It's all about securing livelihood for women who will be making their careers towards cricket and playing for Pakistan in the future, inshallah, as well. Then we talk about the FIH Pro League, where the government has approved 250 million funds for participation, and the rest amount would be, of course, secured by the Pakistan Hockey Federation by virtue of a sponsor. Pakistan has now officially conveyed to the FIH that they are participating in the Pro Hockey League as well. This is great news for Pakistan. And then we move on. We talk about the US Open, where Novak Djokovic has now cruised into the third round once again. He's already announced that he's going to focus on just Grand Slams, and he's making it count as well. So that's what we're discussing on the show. Time now to introduce the guests. First of all, us in studios is international cricket commentator, broadcaster, presenter, and our sports expert and fellow anchor, Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. Also joining us is first-class cricketer and sports expert Kashif Majeed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum Assalam, Ahmed. Thank you. Perfectly all right.
Thank you for joining us. And also joining us on Sports Extra is sports expert Malik Usman Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum Assalam. I'm doing well.
Yes, Usman Sab, what would you like to add? Pakistan versus Afghanistan. So Afghanistan seem to have made this whole new rivalry amongst them own selves. And, you know, they always cite Pakistan as a challenge now. But our boys are looking positive. How do you see the task up ahead tomorrow?
See, there is a touch of cultural rivalry. Of late, Afghanistan was not a very good side, but from some time now, they have given a very, very good account of themselves. I think they have done reasonably well in T20, especially as the format gets smaller and smaller, they become more and more competitive, and that is what they have shown. Of late, Pakistan has not been themselves. They are going downwards, Afghanistan is going upwards, and they have some very quality, good all-rounders, and more specifically spinners. And I think playing in the UAE once, which was Pakistan's home, and it is Afghanistan's adopted home as well, I think it's going to be a good contest. But with the likes of experienced players like Rizwan and Baba not there, and considerably an inexperienced side of Pakistan against an experienced side of Afghanistan, I think it's going to be a very, very mouth-watering contest, and it's going to be a good game of cricket. Let's hope Pakistan's newbies show what they are made up of, what metal they are made up of. But I think it's going to be a very good contest, but it will set the tone not just for the Tri-Series but also the upcoming Asia Cup.
Well, certainly. Kashif, Afghanistan are tipped to go spin heavy, so I think that is one part of the picture that we understand. And Sharjah's wicket traditionally has not played towards a 200. There have been totals between 160 and 175. So that is another challenge. But how do you see Pakistan responding to that task?
I guess of late, when we talk about Pakistan's middle orders specifically, with the likes of Nawaz and Salman Ali Agha, the captain, they can play spin well. They have got all the shots to play against spin. I'll be watching those.
Right, we're just going to go towards a short break, but stay tuned. We'll be right back. Yes, Kashif Majeed, you'd like to continue.
So, talking about the middle order, we have got some players who can play spin very well, including Salman Ali Agha, Nawaz, and these two players can rotate the ball, and Nawaz has got big strokes too, as well as Salman Ali Agha can clear the fence at his own will. So most probably going in this match, I like to see how they bat against the mystery spinners of Afghanistan, most probably Rashid Khan, then others who are part of the lineup, but Rashid most probably, because others, when we talk about Mujib and all those guys, they can be hit for those boundaries. But when we talk about Rashid, it's not an easy task to hit Rashid out of the fence. So most probably this is where I like to see the matchups. Yes, the fast bowling, I still believe comparison with Afghanistan, we are very good. We talk about the batting overall, we are very good. But yes, the only matchup I want to see is their spinner against our middle order batters.
Well, that's a very interesting contest, but I wouldn't be surprised if Afghanistan even open up with a spinner as well. I think that is a real probability at the moment. Asif Ahmad, how would you define the contest? Of course, Afghanistan would probably try to go spin heavy, and I think at the same time we are talking about how you're going to place your batting and how you're going to attack those spinners, but at the same time the importance of strike rotation, which you've often stressed, and now you believe in doubles more than singles as well, we've been told. So I guess this becomes very important.
Well, Ahmed, I think whenever we talk about Sahibzada Farhan's form, the way he's enjoying and the way he's playing, I think that he will give a tough contest against the Afghani spinners. Yes, Rashid Khan is a skipper, and when we talk about their other spinners, they're in good form, and they have a very good and strong spin bowling lineup. But Sahibzada Farhan is in good touch. On the other side, yes, bit pressure on Saeed Ayub, that after 3-4 consecutive failures, now it's his turn, that he would have to perform well. And then Salman Ali Agha, everybody is talking about his form with the bat is a question mark in T20 especially, and Hassan Nawaz is in good touch. So all of the players like Muhammad Haris, not only with the bat behind the stumps, these all questions need to be answered in tomorrow's game, of course. And Afghanistan is a very, very good side. Whenever we talk about the shortest format, and not only they have improved in bowling, batting, but also in fielding. The skipper himself is a very good athlete. Rest of the Rahmanullah Gurbaz is a very, very good wicket-keeper batter. And then in their middle order, they have very good batters. And their fast bowlers, they're improving well, especially in the death overs. I like their intent, the slow deliveries, slow bounces, and the Yorkers. So the only difference I would love to see that how Shaheen Shah Afridi is improving himself. And same with the Haris Rauf. Salman Mirza started really well against Bangladesh. So Pakistan team is in good touch, though they are under pressure, because that lots of criticism over the Pakistan media, social media, people are just telling them that Afghanistan is a very, very strong side in T20, and especially when they're playing in their home ground, because they aren't playing cricket in Afghanistan. So UAE is their second home ground. And Sharjah, if you've seen last 2-3 months, they have played a couple of series, and if you see the highest scores in 2025 in Sharjah, that is above 200. So there is another question mark for Pakistan. Twice Afghanistan, they scored more than 200 in Sharjah. So Pakistan would have to eye, if they're batting first, around 170 and 80. It's not 160 Ahmed anymore. 170 and 80, that would be a better total, because Pakistani bowlers, they're struggling. I cannot predict their form, especially fast bowlers. Yes, spinners are performing well. Abrar, Sufiyan, they will be playing a key role for the Pakistan success.
Certainly.
Rest, it will be a very, very good contest.
Certainly, and like I said, that you now believe in doubles more than singles. So I think that is also an interesting part of the picture.
Ahmed, Kashif bhai, he played first class cricket. It is really important that how quick you're taking first run. Let's suppose if you are
not taken it quick, it's taken quite some time for you to reach double figures.
See, Ahmed, double figures, Pakistan, we played very poor cricket in Bangladesh, and that was the problem with the Pakistanis. Why? Because that we didn't play well there. And if you are talking about single, doubles, nudging towards third man, Ahmed, and you're taking first run quickly, and you're calling 2-2-2, it means you're putting pressure on the opposition. But are you asking about this intent?
Yeah, yes. Well, you know what, and I agree with you. I think for most of us had been calling 2-2-2 since quite some time now. but it took a while for the scenario to change from a single to a double. But that will all. But one thing that Afghanistan has categorically improved in the last 18 months, Usman, is that I still understand that Nabi and Rashid have been very important players for them. They still are. But when the world had started labeling them that they're only these two players because of their exposure and participation in leagues, they have really worked on that, and now all players are performing. If one of them or both of them aren't there even, the team is still performing. So that means that the talent is really coming up this stage.
Of course, with the likes of Umar Zai, the ODI player of the year, and what a fabulous ICC Champions Trophy he had, and he showed what metal is made up of. I think Afghanistan is not a team of just spin bowlers. I think they have a very good batting lineup as well, and excellent all-rounders, with the likes of young 40-year-old Muhammad Nabi still featuring for them and still performing. And then you have Kareem Jannat, you have Umar Zai, as we have spoken, and with the likes of openers in Ibrahim Zadran, he's fabulous, and Gulbaz, he's always shining in the first 6 overs. I think they have all their areas covered, and they have improved in the fielding as well. I think the main problem was their temperament, which obviously does not matter much in T20 as compared to Test and One Days. I think they are a very, very strong side, and they will certainly start as favourites against Pakistan. Pakistan, for their performances, I don't know how confident they would be against Afghanistan in Sharjah, once which was Pakistan's paradise. They used to toy with India in Sharjah, but now with Pakistan losing T20 series against West Indies, they won one match, but that was specifically because of Hassan Nawaz and Hussain Talat. But this Pakistan side has a lot of work to do before Asia Cup, and I think that these couple of matches will show what they are made up of, how confident they are, because the public does not trust them much, and their captaincy is also an issue, because their captain just does not have much confidence, because he himself is not certain whether he would be captain in the next series or not. A captain should have a very, very strong head, and he should be dictating the terms on and off the pitch as well, which is not the case with Pakistan. So the pressure is mounting from top to bottom and from players to management. That is the big problem for Pakistan. I can say that Pakistan are their own enemies.
Well, that that is a fact in terms of cricket. But what has recently happened is that against Afghanistan, when we were preparing the course for Rashid and Nabi, out of syllabus came Fazil Farooqi. I won't be surprised if the new ball talks against Pakistan. I think that certainly is one indicator that we should be eyeing as well. But I think there's been a lot of visible improvement in Afghanistan's team, and I completely agree. I think it's been a vast different when you talk about certain players who have made amends in their own technique for Afghanistan as well, and certainly they've enjoyed good spin strength, but technically I think now they're batting, they were labelled only as a T20 side, but they're finding good talent, Kashif Majeed, right now.
I guess you talked about Fazlul Haq Farooqi, and I'm little bit tense because we haven't got Naseem Shah around this time. So most probably yes.
Setback.
Yeah, it will be a setback. Else we have got all the right ingredients in this team to be a champion side in Asia, in the Tri-Series and then the Asia Cup. Because one thing very important, the leader, the captain, he knows how to fight with the opponents, including 11. It's 11 versus 11 fight, and he knows the capabilities of his boys or his team. Know your man is the mantra for him, and right now I guess Salman Ali Agha is playing good brand of cricket as a captain. Yes, as a batter, as a bowler, we do have some, we do have some question marks, but he is right there as a leader. A second important thing when we talk about this Pakistani lineup, each and every individual now has got a backup sitting on the bench. Most probably we talked about certain fast bowlers who've been termed as the superstars. Now we have got the backup. Even backup is there. If we talk about Shaheen Shah Afridi, we do talk about Salman. He is a very genuine left arm pacer, and he's with the team and he's doing well. Against Bangladesh, he was very quick, he was steady off the surface, so most probably he has all the ingredients to be a great bowler. When we talk about Haris Rauf, we do have got fast bowling options which can replace Haris Rauf, and so does Naseem Shah. Naseem Shah got replaced. He was not injured, he was not unfit, he was replaced because of his lackluster performances. So most probably we have got so much to offer in this team, and yes, I totally believe that it will be a matchup against Afghanistan. Whenever we talk about shorter format, it's always the spinners friendly side who will dominate. We've seen this shorter format going towards spinners, and the spinners dominate. We talk about the rankings throughout the advent of T20, and there is always the top 2 spots available to the spinners, or spinners are there in the top 3 spots. So most probably Afghanistan has got an edge, but most probably the worth watching scenes for me in this match will be our middle order versus their spinners, and if we can cope up with this, I guess we have got a brilliant chance of playing Asia Cup as the champions.
Well, that's true, and I think Hassan Nawaz also categorically mentioned this, that the tournament, although is for anyone new, I guess it's you have a certain nostalgia, or you're a bit nervous going there as well. So, but he really addressed the situation that I'm excited to play the brand of cricket I've been playing, and I think that really makes a difference as well for Pakistan. And it's been a while. I agree with Kashif completely. Salman Ali Agha as a skipper has, for me, in the entire Pakistani outlook of captains that I've seen, looks to me the most calm and simple character, and he's just jolly about everything. So I think he's a very cool-headed captain so far. But you never know with Pakistan cricket. Somebody was saying that the sample size is too less for us to compare, and I said no, it's not less. The sample size in Pakistan is this now. There's no bigger sample size for a skipper now anymore. So the fact is that I understand that his own performances will matter, and they have to, because the team looks up to you. But even if you're a selfless captain who's sacrificing your position and you're letting youngsters bat above you, or sometimes when wickets fall, you come at number 3 and 4 and then you lead from the front. That then makes a difference. That's how you inspire the next players as well. But like I said, top 5-6 for Pakistan in terms of batting really makes sense to me right now. But still, I would agree with Kashif that the core has to be that middle order, or whatever you get from top of the order. That middle order, really, one of them has to bat with that intent as well. So, Asif, I think technically the game would eventually come down to, you mentioned yesterday that Syed Ayub, this has got to be an opportunity now where he has to cash himself. Him, Sahibzada Farhan, so much talk about him. He's in the form of his life, but he's been proving himself. Now is the time to be consistent. So I think that also matters.
Well, of course, the consistency is the matter with the Pakistani batters. As Kashif Bhai said, that the Pakistani middle order is with the Afghan spinner. Let's see that who is in the middle order. Mohammad Haris, Hassan Nawaz, then Salman Ali Agha.
I think Salman is going to bat above and Haris is going to bat at 6.
No, I'm just naming them.
No, I'm just saying that's my assessment.
All right, fine. See, that all of these batters, apart from Haris, the Salman Ali Agha, Hassan Nawaz, their technique is better than Haris. So Haris is a slogger, and we could replace him. See that if he's coming number 4, number 5, would be able to take and rotate the strikes. You were talking about singles and twos. I think that he's a kind of player who love to hit over the fence. And same with Hassan Nawaz, but he's improving himself. As you mentioned in your intro that he was so good when we talk about that, he's improving himself regarding singles and twos. So Ahmed, Salman Ali Agha's role, very, very crucial. As a skipper, as a leader, if he's not leading from the front, if not performing well, and how could he ask to the players that I'm not satisfied with your performances? So he would have to, as you said, if Pakistan is in trouble, maybe come on number 3. If Pakistan wants him to bowl, he could bowl good overs and break the partnerships. It's really important with the ball. So his role could be a very, very crucial role for the Pakistan success. Rest, Kashif Bhai, Pakistani fast bowlers, I'm not sure about them, to be honest.
What about the spinners?
Yes, spinners, as I said earlier, that Sufiyan and Abrar bowled also really nice, and then Nawaz also.
Really
but we have discussed in previous show, Kashif Bhai said that more important his role with the bat, because if you go with the comparison of Khushdil Shah and Mohammad Nawaz, so definitely you'll go with Mohammad Nawaz with his fielding skills, batting, and then bowling, of course. So 2 prior spinners, these are Sufiyan and Abrar, of course.
Absolutely. I think Sufiyan Muqeem is someone that Pakistan really need to invest on. The other day, as I mentioned as well, and Asif agreed about Faisal Akram, who could be another one to look out for. I think we're getting that quality. And Kashif, I think it probably with spinners, it also comes down to the way the skipper uses them in T20 particularly.
When we talk about the spinners, it's always the skipper's decision how to use them. Not long ago, or maybe for some long ago, Saklan was used by Wasim Akram in the depth overs, and nobody considered an off spinner bowling those depth overs, because we know, yes, he has got that dusra. But what if Saklan wasn't used in the depth overs? Would he be that much effective of a spinner? And same applies to most probably, so many spinners. Shane Keith won in the semi-finals in the 11th, 10th over, coming and getting the Herschel Gibbs. Most probably this is a skipper's choice. So this is always, when we talk about cricket, it always, a credit goes to the skipper, how he uses his men. And this is where Salman Ali Agha is so good. And most probably when we talk about our spinners, I still believe we haven't got a spinner who can take wickets and bat as well. When we talk about all all-rounders as a spinner, they're normally someone who can contain the batsman. We started with Imad Wasim's, we started with even Nawaz, but we wanted a spinner who can take wickets and bat as well. And this is where Sufiyan Mukim becomes very important for Pakistan, and so does Abrar. Going into the with two specialist spinners, at times we feel that after 6 or 7 down, there's a genuine tail-ender coming in. But in a T20 match, if your top order, top 6 can't do anything, just 7 cannot be that effective. So most probably it's a specialist game too. Yes, we do talk about Mike Hessen's choices of utility cricketers, but at times those utility cricketers should do those specialist jobs. If he is a utility cricketer, being a good batter and then to some extent a bowler and a fielder, then that batter should do a specialist task, unless it will be a team of jack of all trades and doing nothing.
Well, Shadab came very close, Kashif, probably. But then when the batting improved, the bowling failed. So that's nothing new for Pakistan.
This is a classic case of Abdur Razzaq, a very quality bowler who can bowl those reverse swing, the in-dippers and the skitty of the surface. The moment his batting came in, or batting, the moment he became a one-down batsman, eventually he landed on 125 and doing the ball doing nothing. Most probably so does the case of Azhar Mahmood, even Shoaib Malik for that matter. He was an off spinner turned into a batter, and just a batter, and that is it. So Azhar Ali for that matter. Azhar came into the side as a batter. We did so much work on Azhar Ali's googly in NCA that he lost his mojo and ultimately become a batter. So most probably there is a lot to talk about. I just knew for one example, most probably you can add, Freddie Flintoff was a batter turned into a bowler. And that is it, most probably. I'm not sure there is any prominent example, a batter converted into a bowler and just leading the charts as a bowler. So most probably it's always the bowlers converting to, and this is the case in our society too. Every bowler wants to bat and no batter wants to bowl.
Where the things never change.
Story of club cricket.
And trust me, I can vouch for this on a personal note, that being the skipper, you almost have a heart attack of how to, do this vice versa. Yes. Sometimes you end up saying that in the next match, we're going to start the batting order from number 11. And that's what we're going to do. And one of these games, we do have an opportunity, and then we try. And if unfortunately those people score 20 runs, then they think that they're going to open in every inning. So I guess things are troublesome. But why I mentioned this case, Usman, is that Shadab was given category B. PCB went on to write a summary defending that, saying that his performances have been good. I don't know which performances. If they're eyeing the PSL, it doesn't make sense. But the idea is that once he's going to come back, that really shouldn't. He can, of course, make a comeback. He can, of course, join the side. But I would never want that to compromise the position of Sufiyan or Abrar.
I think he's a straight replacement for Salman Ali Agha. I think that is the only position he can take. Batting, scoring 10-20 runs, bowling 4 overs, and he's a far better fielder than Salman Ali Agha. Salman Ali Agha is doing a surprise what he did in the end. He used to always go down the order and send the other players up the order. I once even spoke to him about this, and I complained to him that you lost your mojo as a captain because you were not performing yourself, and that is what Salman Ali Agha is into. We are talking about his aggressive brand of captaincy, but we are losing all the games. We are not winning anything. And I think Pakistan's win or loss in this tournament heavily relies on Hassan Nawaz. And if that is the case, we can see how strong our team is going to be and what our captain is going to do, because he's not going to bat up the order certainly. And if we lose a couple of early wickets, he's only going to consolidate. He's not going to take on the opposition, which should actually be the case. I remember Aravinda De Silva's stunning semi-final innings of 66 against India, which was easily considered as one of the best in World Cup history, although he scored only 66 runs, and that is how you take the opposition to the back foot. But that is not the case with Salman Ali Agha, and if he's going to come down the order, he's useless, and he doesn't bowl so well that he can run down the batting order of the opposition. So I'm not so sure exactly why is he in the side. If that is the case, Shadab can certainly feature into the team, being a B category player, because certainly PCB thinks that he has a great future and grand future for Pakistan for Pakistan cricket, and that could be a huge pressure for Salman Ali Agha. Anyways, he is a vice captain in a franchise which Shadab leads.
Well, I'm glad you said Salman Ali Agha and you didn't say he's going to replace the chairman, because that's the only position left after that. There's nothing else to do. But I think that it really, once again highlights the ironic situations at Pakistan Cricket Board. That you are defending a player who's not performed for Pakistan, who's currently benched. The last time a player was benched and was ignored was Abid Ali. So you remember what he had to go through.
He had some medical issues. And
he went through a heart condition, and even though he kept on saying, my doctors have given me a green signal, PCB said, no, we don't have electricity to see the signal, so there's no signal, thank you very much. So the fact is, that some criteria are different for some players, for some they're different, and once again the focus does come back to how you're prioritizing your players before or after the game. So I think that will really matter as well. But as far as Usman, the concept goes, where K. Asif is very, very worried about Pakistan's fast bowling. I think ever since we've been watching cricket, or we got to know about the history of Pakistan cricket, the fast bowlers have always been there. So Usman, what's your analysis of the current fast bowling lot, and where are the problems?
I will agree with Kashif Bhai rather than Asif Bhai. I think Pakistan's faster bowlers are far better than Afghanistan's. I think we have good faster bowlers as compared to them. Where Salman Mirza is very good, Shaheen Shah Afridi far more experienced. I'm comparing them with Afghanistan. But on these kind of pitches where I think the run scoring could be a problem, and I was listening to Hassan Nawaz's interview as well. According to him, it's going to be a sticky pitch and run scoring could be very difficult. And if that is the case, I think the cutters will come into play, and our faster bowlers are far more experienced in that regard, and I think they are going to do well. As far as the bench strength is concerned, I'm really worried, because for the past 1.5 years, all the focus was on Babar Azam and Rizwan from the board, and they did not test out our faster bowlers. A couple of bowlers who did play were there for 1 or 2 matches, and that was for just guest appearances.
And that probably concluded that scenario as well. But thank you very much to Kashif, K. Asif and Malik Usman for joining us. We go towards a short break. Stay tuned. We come right back. And welcome back. And now we're going to be discussing something very, very special for all you boxing fans. In Pakistan, when we talk about boxing, we already know that there's phenomenal talent. But right now, we're talking about an individual who has certainly made the country proud. When we're talking about Aisha Mumtaz, who's made history, defeating the host Chinese boxer in the semi-final bout at the 3rd Belt and Road International Boxing Gala in China. And Aisha has now qualified for the final. This achievement, of course, will be a significant milestone, and Aisha was just superb when it comes to her performance so far. And I think it's exceptional, the way we're talking about this under-18 young sensation, and then, the category itself as well. So much talent, and beating China really is a statement, because we know the way they have been dominating sports as well. And I think it's perfect that we talk about the fact that right now is the right time to invest in certain individuals who are performing for Pakistan, because imagine what they can do when they reach that level as well. And of course, to discuss this further, we've been joined by someone who happens to be at the heart of affairs, and of course, I think leading from the front by his leadership as well. Mr. Nasir Tung joins us, the president of the Pakistan Boxing Federation. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Welcome to Sports Extra.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you very much for having me here.
Nasir Saab, sir, congratulations to you first of all, and the Pakistan Boxing Federation, and indeed to our entire countrymen as well. What would you like to add, sir, on this historic achievement of Aisha?
Sir, thank you very much for having me, and it's a great honor and great day for Pakistan, especially for the Pakistan boxing and boxing family, that Aisha once again made us proud of her Initially, in last year, she won bronze medal in the Junior Asian Boxing Championship, which was held in Abu Dhabi. And this time again, Pakistan Boxing Federation arranged a training camp for the athletes of Pakistan, promising athlete in China for 10 days. They attended a joint training camp where around 26 nations were having training together and followed by this event. And Aisha, no doubt, she played extraordinarily well and she outclassed her Chinese opponent, who was quite experienced and had a exposure as compared to Aisha. But Aisha's performance was extraordinary, and Aisha, along with other our athletes, that is Kudratullah, Maria Rind, and Malaika Zahid, who lost their semi-finals and won bronze for Pakistan. These are the promising athletes on whom we are focusing more, so to be given more chances and invested more on them so that we can qualify, we can put them in the qualification rounds for the LA 2028.
Inshallah, sir, we do hope that as well. But Nasir Sahab, I'd like you to identify one very important subject. People like Aisha and some of the other players you mentioned as well. It becomes a very essential part of the media in Pakistan, especially broadcast and digital, to work on the concept of storytelling. When people should know these players, and with very limited support that has been provided, the only support that they've had has been from the Pakistan Boxing Federation or by Aisha's Department of Pakistan Army as well, who often, and that is the case in Pakistan when you talk about departmental sports. But the fact is that with your guidance, with your support and with the support of your federation, she has managed to reach this great milestone. We can only imagine that when focus comes and, you know, a lot of public-private partnership comes, what these players can achieve. So what would you like to highlight about the responsibility that lies on other departments now to, you know, take care of certain players? And like I said, storytelling is very important.
Sir, it's very rightly, without the support of media, we cannot highlight the achievements and we can make our heroes. Even if media plays their role and they pick up Aisha, she hails from Sagoda, from a very backward area, rural area, and she hails from Sagoda and she has reached this level. This is a big story, but how we put it in front of people so that people should notice her and they should support her, and she has the potential the same way the other athletes. And the only in shape of department is at the moment only Pakistan Army is the department which is really focusing and supporting the athletes backward, athletes from backward area, and in achieving their dreams so that they can go for their dreams to make it happen. And at the moment, I would like that media and other private departments and industry, and they should fulfill their social corporate responsibility of supporting athletes, promising athletes, especially like Aisha, Kudratullah, and others who can bring laurels for Pakistan. The only need we need the media support as well as the support from the corporate sector so that the problems our athletes face, they should not have that problem in fulfilling their dreams.
Certainly, Nasir Saab, at this moment, once again, I would like to congratulate you. But before we, of course, wrap up the program, I would like to ask you of some of the coming initiatives of the Pakistan Boxing Federation and what is next that the nation gets to see from our talented boxers.
Sir, Pakistan Boxing Federation has shortlisted 8 boxers, men and women, 4 females and 4 male, to whom we are going to focus more, and we are going to put them in their long within the country training sessions and abroad. And we have signed an MOU with China, as well as we are in a process of negotiation with the Kazakhstan Boxing Association. And soon we are going to sign a MOU with Kazakhstan Boxing Association for a joint training session so that we can give maximum experience to our emerging athletes so that they can, in the future, they can compete for Pakistan and they can bring laurels for Pakistan. At the same time, on the simultaneously or side by side, Pakistan Boxing Federation is going to launch a talent hunt program with the support of Pakistan Army, starting from the club level, that is in the junior and youth. And again, we are going to pick up the boxers from a very grassroots level, and we are going to have them at national level, at least 40 boxers we are going to shortlist for future, on whom we will work for at least 3 to 4 years, so that they can in the future Pakistan have a strong base for the boxing, who can boxers who can represent Pakistan and who can bring laurels for Pakistan.
Well, certainly, and we do hope that that process is streamlined. And of course, once again, we get to see so many talented individuals. But once again, I think congratulations to Aisha, her family, her entire support system. And once again, Nasir Saab, congratulations to you. Thank you very much for leading Pakistan to glorious days in boxing.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. So that was, of course, Nasir Tung, president of the Pakistan Federation. And I think Aisha has just been superb, hailing from Sargodha, making her way to the international stage in China in this Belt and Road Championship and reaching the final. And we all hope that, whether she wins the final or not is another story. But for Pakistan, she is already a hero in the making as well. So that is, I think, something that we should always be proud of, and we should be celebrating Aisha as a national icon and hero as well on a youth side as well. That wraps up the program from me and our entire team of Sports Extra. It's goodbye for now.